for me, there wasn't too much to say about this. I just wanted to acknowledge that I have giggled at the jokes on the internet that they're waiting to see that if the baby's named Sumner or not. I giggled. And look, I'm happy for Bahati. A baby is a blessing. They're welcoming a new life into this world, and like you want pure thoughts for a baby coming into the world. But Adam did that to himself. So
yeah, Adam put this upon himself.
Like he did that to.
There is no way the baby is named Sumner.
No,
but
no,
couldn't be. Would I put a little bit of change on the fact that
talk about bullying? You don't think people on that when they grow up are gonna be like, hey, Sumner?
No, that'll pass.
Little kids aren't gonna know.
No, like in high school.
But in the same, no, that's like so long from. That's like 20. I mean, 15 years
we're
from now.
talking.
Yeah, I guess
like,
someone's gonna find out though.
Like people aren't. I to be honest, I forgot about this scandal until I saw like the.
That really
when I saw that
over.
the news about the baby being born, I was like, oh shit, forgot about that.
I wouldn't put it past Adam Levine naming the kid though one of his other gals' names. And us not knowing of the person.
We would never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and then we don't have any. Like, that was my name.
Yeah, we don't have any more details on welcoming the third child. It just says that they, according to multiple reports, they have welcomed baby number 3. So,
congratulations.
Like I always said, baby blessing, happy for the family. I hope they've figured everything out at this point, right? Like that they can stay.
It seemed like they figured it out a week after. Remember they were on the beach like they laughing were fine.
Yeah.
They were just laughing at in everyone's faces, being like, hey, we're totally fine.
Yeah.
So fuck you guys.
That's more baby news.
More happy news. Jonas Brothers announced that they are coming out with a new album called The Album May 5th.
May 5th.
Happy birthday to Norman. Happy Cinco de Mayo. And happy Jonas Brothers Day.
New release album. Day.
The album. They got their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The whole
Pretty
family was
deal.
there. Priyanka and Nick had their little baby there. She's so cute.
She looks like Nick. Those Jonas jeans are strong.
She does. She looks like Nick. She really does.
She really does.
Sophie and Joe's kids were not there. They keep them.
Yeah, I think it's
a lot
just
more private. Personal preference.
Exactly. Personal preference. Like, I see both sides of that. And on one side, like, Nick, this is a big moment. Maybe Priyanka and Nick decided, like, hey, and even Kevin and Danielle, like, they decided, hey, we want our children to be present for this major moment in our lives and careers, and this is, like, a big deal, and we want them to be there, and we can look back at the pictures and say we were there. And maybe Joe and Sophie had that conversation and said, you know what? It's great. I'm happy that they're doing that. We still want to keep our babies more under wrap, and they're staying at home, and they can look at the pictures when they get older.
Totally a personal
and they're
preference
still
thing.
They're very young. I mean, Nick's baby's obviously very young, but Joe and Sophie's babies are very young too.
Really just depends on how you feel. I think maybe because Sophie and Joe live in New York City, and they're like here all the time. They're out
Miami,
and about,
New York.
and it's easier for paparazzo to try and snap a pic if they see that baby or whatever, even though they don't want that. Where it's like, I think Nick and Priyanka maybe are like used to a different lifestyle than, you know what I'm saying?
I do understand what you're saying, and I do think like Nick and Priyanka were very private up until this point. Like they had covered her face in pictures and stuff, and then I think they must have just said, we're taking her to this public outing. There's going to be cameras everywhere, video cameras, everything. Like now it's just, we know it's going to be captured.
Right. And it's like a lot of pressure to keep hiding your kid at the same time. You want them really to attend events. So
it's really hard.
I think everyone has a personal preference, but the Jonas Brothers releasing their new album is really exciting. I'm very excited to hear what the sound.
It's going to be funky.
The sound is going to be. They're in a desert on the album cover.
It's going to be funky. It's a lot. They said this in Vegas too, that it's like a lot of old 70s
I'm into
vibes. That. Like very like Bee Gees influenced.
Ooh, I'm very into that.
John Bellion produced the album.
Yes.
Which is really cool. He was also at the Walk of Fame ceremony. And he's very talented, and I think they keep talking about how awesome the sound is. And I think it's very funny the album is called The Album. Like, because I think since they released Happiness Begins and had teased, like, we've been working on new music, it's coming. Anytime they would post anything, the comments would always be, where's the album? Like, it's basically if Rihanna came out with her next album and just called it The Album. Because it's like the same joke. Where's the album? When's the album coming out? Where's the album? So it's like, we're just naming the album The Album.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's smart. I'm excited for it.
I already have the song, the little jing, like it's like a 2 seconds that they posted of the new song, and it had me going. It's
so. Do you think whatever they put out, you like? It doesn't even matter. Like, what if
they've put out some stinkers. I majority of the time,
God,
like
Francesca, watch your mouth. We're gonna clean your mouth out with soap.
I would say almost 90% of what they have put out, I enjoy and have enjoyed.
I'm excited for this.
And there are a few outliers that are always like, you just kind of laugh at. Like, it's funny and it's an ongoing joke.
I mean,
like,
I openly said I didn't love John Mayer's last album.
Yeah. Don't Charge Me for the Crime is maybe one of the worst songs ever made.
I've never heard that one.
It's so bad.
That's funny.